So the gift that the business owner gives to themselves, to the business, and to their partner is by buying life insurance. It gives them time to make good decisions. Without that money, bad decisions are made. Hello, Kedris. And to the viewers out there, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is James Heidema. I've been in the financial services industry for almost 40 years now, and I started out as a financial advisor and then a manager of advisors, and then I was responsible for training and development with the largest insurance company in Canada. And I've certainly done a lot of training around the world. I've trained in excess of 175,000 people in about 55% of the world, where I've picked up best practices. And I've written 9 books in 11 languages about the industry. And so I have a fairly deep understanding of financial services and the products in financial services.
Okay, thank you.
And it's my
And
pleasure. It's my pleasure to spend some time with you, Gedris.
thank you, James. And why should business owners have life insurance? What about them?
Well, that's a really good one. When I was a financial advisor, I specialized working with business people. I dealt with primarily with companies with 50 employees or less. I like the small operations. Often in smaller operations, in smaller companies, the owner is the operator, the owner is the manager, the owner is the president, the owner is running the business. And unfortunately, if something were to happen to that business owner, then it really weakens the value of that company significantly. Often, I sit down with business owners and I talk to them why it's important for them to have life insurance. And it can be corporately owned or it can be privately owned. But the reason that they have insurance is that it allows their partner to carry on with the business and make decisions that keep the business going. And sometimes business owners would say to me, well, my partner will, my wife, often it's the wife, but it might be the husband, but often my partner is going to take over the business. And I say, okay, all right. Does your partner deal with the bank? No. Does your partner deal with the suppliers? No. Does your partner show up every day and run the business? No. Does your partner deal with your creditors? No. And so suddenly you're no longer no longer here. How effective will they be in running the business? Well, they won't. Well, okay. So suddenly your corporation is leaderless. There's no leader here anymore. What do you think is going to happen with the employees? Will they be unsettled? Of course they will. Will it affect your productivity? Yes. Will it affect your marketability? Absolutely. Because, there are companies out there that want to swallow up other companies, and they're always looking for companies that are in distress. And if you were to die and you didn't have someone that's going to take over the business, the other companies would try to buy you. And they wouldn't offer you full price. They would offer you some small percentage of the value of the company. And your wife would be forced to sell it. So why buy life insurance? Well, what you do is you put in the hands of your wife or your husband an amount of money. They can go out and hire a manager. They can continue to pay bills and keep things going. And they may decide to sell the company, but they've got this nest egg of money that allows them to make good decisions. And without that, they'll make bad decisions. Often when you deal with business owners, their business is their baby. And they speak about their business as much as they speak about their daughter or son, of how they created it and how they developed it. And you take that away from them, and business owners are not happy. And so the other thing about business is often when a business owner dies, in the eyes of the government, it's called a deemed disposition. The government views it as though the company has been sold, and there's tax implications. Now, often companies don't pay their taxes on demand. They defer their taxes, they pay at the end of the year, or they pay by installments. Well, when a principal in a company dies, the government wants to be paid right away. So where does that money come from? Often companies don't have a reserve where life insurance could pay that bill. If a principal dies in a company, there's the legal side of how does the company get passed on to the family, and so accountants are required because the government wants to know what the value is and what their portion of the tax is. And so lawyers get involved, accountants get involved, all that is money. So where's that money come from? So the gift that the business owner gives to themselves, to the business, and to their partners by buying life insurance, it gives them time to make good decisions. Without that money, bad decisions are made. I've been in the business for a long time, and I think it's really important that people understand that people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. And good planning is where you make good decisions. And there is some sacrifice involved. Obviously, you're earning a certain amount of money and you're going to take a portion of that and set it aside. That does sort of have some effect on how you live your life. But what it will give you, if you can adopt these behaviors of saving and investing in insurance and be disciplined and continue with them, it will give you the choices and dignity that you deserve as a human being. Failure to do those things will cause you difficulties, without question, because all of us have had our cars break down. All of us have had unexpected expenses because of situation or health or whatever. Just puts you in the best possible position, and you deserve that. But it does require some discipline on the part of the client.